Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where you never miss a moment from your favorite shows. This article contains spoilers for House of Villains Season 3, Episode 8. A familiar Big Brother connection resurfaced this week in an unexpected place. Paul Abrahamian and Josh Martinez were reunited on the most recent episode of Peacock's House of Villains, years after they met in the final two of Big Brother Season 19. The moment came as part of a larger surprise that brought friends, loved ones, and fellow reality TV stars into the house on Episode 8. In the reality television show House of Villains, contestants who are well known for their controversial and polarizing roles compete for a $200,000 prize. One player is eliminated each week until a winner is chosen to be America's ultimate supervillain. During a twist on House of Villains, Big Brother finalists reunite. After a redemption challenge that was hosted by former House of Villains Season 2 contestant Candy Muse, who also appeared on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 8 and finished second on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13, the Big Brother reunion took place. The guests were sent in the house to help contestants on the hit list in the redemption challenge. The hit list is the chopping block for elimination. The redemption challenge is where the three nominees on the hit list have a chance to save themselves ahead of banishment, elimination. Those not participating in the redemption challenge still got a visit from a familiar face, though. Martinez was Martinez for Abrahamian. Friendship. "No way, brother, what?" the two-time runner-up exclaimed when he saw Martinez walk through the front door. Abrahamian once responded to the number of visitors who were brought into the house. "Candy brought some friends. It's like a chaotic support group for washed-up reality TV stars," he said. To catch up and talk about Abrahamian's position in the game, the pair sat down alone in the backyard, which had been transformed into a backyard party with food, drinks, and an inflatable rave tent. "If I make it to the final three, I think I'll win," Abrahamian told Martinez before the two discussed strategy involving the other members of the house, including Vanderpump Rules star Tom Sandoval. In a confessional, Abrahamian reflected on their history together and opted to consider his friend's advice when it came to deciding which contestants he should work with. "I adore Josh. We were ride or dies and we made it to the end on Big Brother," Abrahamian said. "So if he's telling me to keep the boys around as targets, then that's something I probably need to consider." Reactions from former house guests of Big Brother. The Big Brother universe was excited by the unexpected reunion. "What a crossover," BB18 house guest Natalie Negrodi wrote in Josh's Instagram comments. Tiffany Mitchell, America's favorite house guest from Season 13, also offered her opinion. She wrote, "This is so iconic." BB15 runner-up Gina Marie Zimmerman added, "The boys are back, lol. Friendship, bracelets for life." Josh Martinez and Paul Abrahamian's Big Brother history. Abrahamian and Martinez first competed together on Big Brother Season 19, where they formed a close alliance and ultimately reached the final two. Abrahamian entered the season as a returning player after finishing as the runner-up on Season 16. His run on Season 19 was highly strategic and aggressive as he maintained control of much of the house. Martinez became known for his emotional gameplay and frequent confrontations early in the season, but later aligned closely with Abrahamian and remained loyal through most of the game. At the final head of household competition, Martinez secured his spot in the final two and chose to sit next to Abrahamian. Martinez ultimately won the season in a 5-4 jury vote, marking Abrahamian's second consecutive runner-up finish. Since then, both have continued appearing in reality television. Abrahamian is currently competing on House of Villains Season 3, while Martinez has appeared on multiple shows, including Big Brother Reindeer Games, The Challenge, and Telemundo's La Casa de los Famosos. Every Thursday at 9 p.m., a new episode of House of Villains premieres ET on Peacock. The house lights flickered on one by one, casting long shadows across the polished floor of Studio 12. Despite not knowing the upcoming twist, the audience was buzzing with anticipation. Reality Rivals All-Stars Edition pulsed as a familiar logo appeared on screen. Former contestants from various shows had been teased for weeks, but no one knew the full cast. Marcus Reed tightened his nerves by adjusting his collar of his jacket backstage. It had been 8 years since he last stepped into a reality TV house. 8 years since Big Brother made him both a fan favorite and a controversial figure. He played hard, trusted little, and lost everything in one brutal eviction. But none of that compared to the one thing he never resolved: Elena Cruz. 30 seconds, a producer called. Marcus nodded, though his mind was miles away. He hadn't spoken to Elena since finale night. Back then, she had been his closest ally, his ride or die. Together, they controlled the game for weeks, outmaneuvering alliances and surviving close calls. But Marcus caught her off guard near the end and voted her out to get to the finale. He didn't win, and he never got the chance to apologize. Out on stage, the host beamed at the audience. Tonight, we bring together legends, players who made moves, broke hearts, and kept us glued to our screens. But one reunion will change everything. Marcus stepped into the spotlight as his name was announced. The applause was loud, warm, but tinged with curiosity. The pause followed. And now, the host continued, voice rising, someone who hasn't returned to reality television until tonight. Marcus felt it before he saw her. "Elena Cruz," shouted the host. The doors slid open. With her dark hair pulled back, Elena entered with calm confidence. Her expression was hard to read. The audience erupted. She had been a fan favorite, strategic, loyal, and devastatingly betrayed. Marcus gasped for air. All 8 years came to an end in a single instant. Elena's eyes scanned the room, then landed on him. She didn't smile. Quickly, the twist was made clear. Contestants would be paired into duos, some by choice, some by chance. The catch? Each duo would share power and run the risk of being eliminated twice. "And for our first pair," the host said, milking the tension, "we thought we'd reunite a partnership the world never forgot." Marcus briefly closed his eyes. "Elena and Marcus, you're back together," he announced. The room was filled with gasps. Cameras zoomed in. Elena let out a brief, incredulous laugh. "Obviously we are." Marcus stepped toward her cautiously. "Elena." "Don't," she said, holding up a hand. Her voice wasn't angry, just firm. "Not yet." Just like in the past, their new home was sleek, modern, and filled with hidden cameras. But the energy was different now. Older, sharper. The game was known by all. Marcus and Elena shared the same room. The silence between them was heavy. Finally, Marcus spoke. "I've been thinking a lot about that night." Elena sat on the edge of the bed, arms crossed. "Good." He stated, "I should have told you. I should have been honest. I got scared. I thought if I didn't make a move first, I'd lose." She silently replied, "You did lose." He gave a nod. "Yeah, I did." She studied him for a moment, searching for something, maybe sincerity, maybe regret. "Marcus, why are you here?" she inquired. "To play," he said, then softer, "and maybe to fix what I broke." Elena exhaled slowly. "This is not therapy. It's a game." "I know. And I don't trust you. I don't expect you to." A lengthy pause. "But I also don't want to go home first because of unfinished business," she continued. Marcus allowed himself the smallest hint of hope. "So, truce?" Elena hesitated. "Temporary," she said. Their first physical challenge was a strenuous obstacle course that required trust, coordination, and communication. Not exactly what a fractured couple needs. Other teams moved quickly, shouting strategies, helping each other over walls and across balance beams. At first, Marcus and Elena struggled. They missed the mark. Their conversation was cut off. "Left," Marcus shouted. "I am going left," Elena snapped. They nearly fell during a rope crossing. "Okay," Marcus said, catching his breath. "This doesn't work." "No kidding." "We need to reset," he said. "Put aside everything else. Just focus on this." Elena turned to look at him, her forehead covered in sweat. "You really think it's that simple?" He admitted. "No, but it's the only shot we've got." She considered this. "Fine, we do things my way." A faint smile tugged at his lips. "Wouldn't have any other expectations." After that, something changed. Elena took the initiative and gave clear instructions. Marcus followed without hesitation. They gradually developed a rhythm that was familiar, almost instinctive. Just 1 second before she fell, Marcus grabbed Elena's hand. For a split second, they locked eyes. It reminded me of before. They won't win the course, but they were safe in 3rd place, and more importantly, together. That night, the house buzzed with strategy talks and whispered alliances, but in their room, things were quieter. Elena said suddenly,
Studio lights dimmed, and a low hum of anticipation spread through the audience like electricity before a storm. Under fluorescent lights, flashes of past reality television moments played rapidly on the enormous LED screen. These included alliances being formed, betrayals being revealed, and tears being shed. The title then appeared, Legends Reborn, Reality Rivals. Backstage, Nadia Khan stood perfectly still, her reflection staring back at her in the dressing room mirror. 8 years ago, she had walked out of the Big Brother house to roaring applause and one devastating betrayal. She adjusted her bracelet, the same one she wore during her season, a gentle reminder. One of the stage assistants said, 5 minutes. Nadia gave a calm nod, but her thoughts were frantic as she did so. She had rebuilt her life since then, career, friendships, a sense of self beyond reality TV. Coming back wasn't about fame, it was about closure, because somewhere out there was Arjun Malik. The host smiled at the applauding crowd as she left the stage. Tonight, we're not just bringing back competitors, we're bringing back unfinished stories. To applause, contestants entered one by one. Familiar faces, big personalities, groups of strategic geniuses. Then, our next house guest, the host continued, was part of one of the most unforgettable duos in Big Brother history. The doors slid open. Nadia Khan! The audience erupted. With a poised but guarded smile, Nadia entered gracefully and waved. She took her place among the others, exchanging polite greetings. But she could feel it. He wasn't out yet. And now, the host said, drawing out the moment, the other half of that legendary duo. Nadia's chest tightened. Arjun Malik. Once more, the doors opened. Arjun stepped in, still upbeat, but his expression changed when he saw Nadia. Surprise, then something softer. Regret. The room buzzed. They didn't tell us, one person whispered. Another responded, of course they didn't. Nadia focused on him for precisely 2 seconds, then looked away. The twist came quickly. This season, the host announced, you won't be playing alone. You'll be competing in pairs. Your fate shared. Your power shared. Murmurs spread. Some of you won't get to choose your partner, she added. A dramatic pause. Nadia and Arjun, you're back together. The audience gasped. Arjun let out a gasping grin. Wow, okay. Nadia crossed her arms. Figures. Their shared room felt smaller than it was. For a while, neither spoke. Finally, Arjun broke the silence. You look fine. Nadia raised an eyebrow. That's what you're starting with? He rubbed the back of his neck. I had 8 years to think of something better. Somehow this is what came out. She nearly grinned, almost. Why did you do it? She asked, suddenly. No build-up, no warning. Arjun didn't pretend to misunderstand. Because I thought I had to. You blindsided me at Final Four, she said, voice steady but sharp. We had a deal. I know. You took oaths on everything. I know. Then why? He met her eyes.
Because I was scared you'd win over me. The honesty hung in the air. And you chose yourself, she said. Yes. And was it successful? Arjun took a sigh. No. She once gave a nod. Good. Their first few days were tense. They were effective but distant in challenges. When necessary, they came to an agreement in strategy talks, but they avoided personal conversation. The other players watched closely. They're a ticking bomb, one contestant said. Or a secret weapon, another countered. The first major challenge required blind trust. One partner would have their eyes closed, the other had to guide them through a maze filled with obstacles, using only their voice. Nadia ended up blindfolded. Ready? Arjun asked. No, she said, but let's leave. He hesitated for a fraction of a second, then began. 3 steps forward, he said calmly. Now stop. There's a barrier to your right. She moved cautiously and only followed his orders. Move left. A modest step. Good. His voice was steady, clear, familiar. At one point she stumbled. Careful, he said quickly. I've got you. Just pause. She froze, breathing hard beneath the blindfold. She acknowledged, This does not suit me. I know, but I won't let you fall. Something in his tone made her believe him. They finished second. When the blindfold came off, Nadia blinked under the bright lights. You didn't mess up once, she said. Neither did you. She studied him. That's novel. He gave a nod. I told you that I am not participating in the same game. Later that night, they sat outside under the artificial backyard sky. Do you ever regret it? Nadia asked. Arjun stated, Every time I think about that season, which is more often than I'd like. She looked at him. Why didn't you ever contact me? He admitted, I tried. A few times. Wrote messages, never shipped them. Why? Because I figured you deserved the choice to never hear from me again. Leaning back, she focused on the painted stars above them. Maybe I did, she said quietly. A pause. But you're here now. Yeah. And so am I. Weeks went by. Slowly, the tension between them shifted, not disappearing, but transforming. They joked once more, strategized like they used to, anticipated each other's moves. But this time, there were no secrets. If you ever feel like cutting me, Nadia said one night, you tell me first. Arjun said, Deal. Same goes for you. Chaos reigned in mid-season. A twist allowed one partner in each duo to secretly win immunity at the cost of automatically nominating the other for eviction. The decision had to be made alone. Arjun sat in the decision room, staring at the button. He said to the camera, I'm safe if I press this, and Nadia goes up. He swallowed. Last time, I chose fear. This time, he stepped back. I'm choosing trust. Nadia had to make the same decision. She thought about the blindfold challenge, the maze, his voice directing her. She stated, I already know what it feels like to be betrayed by him. I don't need to know what it feels like to become him. She walked away from the button. At the ceremony, the truth came out. The host said, Nadia and Arjun, neither of you activated the twist. Reactions exploded throughout the room. Are you serious, sir? Someone shouted. Arjun looked at Nadia. She smiled, genuine, unguarded. You didn't, he said. Neither did I. For the first time in 8 years, they laughed together. They made it far. Final Four. Again. History repeating, but not quite. When power fell into Arjun's hands this time, everyone watched closely. What do you intend to do? Nadia asked. He gave her a look. Not what I did last time. And he did not. They did not prevail. They were sent home just before the finale due to a last-minute twist. But the audience stood and clapped louder than any winner as they left together. Because this wasn't just about the game. It was about something harder. Forgiveness. Backstage,
Nadia turned to him. "You know," she said, "8 years ago, I thought I'd never trust you again." "Fair," he replied. She smiled. "I still don't fully." He laughed, also fairly. She continued, "But I think we make a pretty good team." And she added, "He reached out a hand. Round 3 at some point?" She took it. "Maybe," she said. Also, the future didn't seem like a risk this time. It felt like a choice.